Assalamu alaikum, Dankey Kang gang. It's Comrade Dankey here with another episode about the Israel-Palestine conflict. In today's episode, I thought we would go over the Palestinian right to return. Of course, we all know about the Israel's right to return. It's essentially a law in the state of Israel that grants citizenship to any Jew internationally that wants to immigrate to Israel. So the Palestinian right of return is the political position or principle that Palestinian refugees, both first generation refugees uh, and their descendants, have a right to return and a right to the property they themselves or their forebears left behind or were forced to leave in what is now Israel and the Palestinian territories, both formerly part of the British Mandate of Palestine. As part of the 1948 Palestinian exodus, a result of the 1948 Palestine War, and due to the 1967 Six-Day War. Formulated for the first time on 27 June 1948 by the United Nations mediator Volk Bernadotte, proponents of the right to return hold that it is a sacred right as well as a human right, whose applicability both generally and specifically to the Palestinians is protected under international law. This holds that those who opt not to return or for whom return is not feasible should receive a compensation in lieu. Proponents argue that Israel's position stands in contrast with its law of return that grants all Jews the right to settle permanently while withholding any comparable right from Palestinians. Okay, so we talk about a two-tier justice system in the state of Israel. And we talk about how some people try to argue that Israel isn't an apartheid state. And I say when you have an entire class of people that are subjugated, entire race of people that are just subjugated, uh, treated differently by the law, denied certain rights in the law, they're second class citizens. What the fuck do you call that? It says opponents of the right to return hold that there's no basis for it in international law and that it's an unrealistic demand. Oh, but all these settlements happening, those are realistic. That's totally being made to happen. Even though it's against international law. So, the hypocrisy is incredible. They're accusing the Palestinians' right to return of having no basis in international law. Yet they have their own fucking law in return, and they have the gall to say it's just crazy. The government of Israel does not view the admission of Palestinian refugees to their former homes in Israel as a right, but rather as a political issue to be resolved as part of the final peace settlement. Well, when the hell is that going to happen, guys? When is that final peace settlement going to happen? Israel's going to have to capitulate a little bit. They're going to have to do something to repair the immense damage they've done to the Palestinian people. Let's see. Supporters of the right to return assert it is partially based on the following sources. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. Article 13, Section 2, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Geneva Conventions of 1949. The United States General Assembly Resolution 3236, which, quote, reaffirms also the inalienable right of the Palestinians to return to their homes and property from which they've been displaced and uprooted and calls for their return. There's a Resolution 242 from the UN affirms the necessity for, quote, achieving a just settlement for the refugee problem. Alright, and here are the objectors' viewpoints. Opponents to the right of return reject it partially based on the following sources. 1. There is no formal mechanism in international law to demand repatriation of refugees and their descendants in general, or Palestinians specifically. No international legislation, binding UN resolutions, or agreements between Israel and Palestine require this, including uh, 2. The United Nations Security Council Resolution 242 does not mention a right to return or any other arrangement as a mandatory solution. It only calls for a just settlement for the refugee issue. Yeah, do you think there's been a just settlement? Guys, do you honestly think that the current paradigm that exists in Israel right now, do you really think that that's a just settlement for the Palestinian people? What a crock of shit. According to Rudith Lapidoff, that also includes the issue of Jewish refugees from Arab and Muslim nations. 3. That the convention relating to the status of refugees makes no mention of descendants and that the convention ceases to apply to a person who, inter alia, has acquired a new nationality. Well, what a sneaky little way to avoid reparations for the people whose land you stole. That's pretty fucking low. So, speaking of the peace conference, this is an article. It's more than a month old, but nevertheless, from The Guardian. It says Donald Trump's peace conference will fail, Palestinians say. The ultimate deal will begin with economic workshop that does not address core disputes. So great job, Donald Trump, for literally accomplishing fuck all. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at how fucking ugly he is. Peace efforts that ignore Palestinian political aspirations will fail, senior Palestinian officials have said, after the Trump administration's announced an economic conference that will take place next month as the first step of its long-awaited Middle East peace plan. Yeah, good luck getting a Middle East peace plan out of anything from this chud. If this chud's brain can churn out anything remotely resembling a peace plan, I would be the most surprised person in the history of the universe, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's absolutely 0% chance this idiot will foster any kind of a lasting peace between Israel and Palestine. Washington said on Sunday that Bahrain had agreed to host a Peace to Prosperity workshop to discuss the potential economic incentives for its still undisclosed plan, which Trump has promised over the last 2 years would be the ultimate deal. It'll be the ultimate deal, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well, put up or shut up, Trump. I'll see it when I fucking believe it. I'll eat my words when the Palestinians and Israeli children are walking locked arm in arm down the street singing Kumbaya. How about that? A spokesman for the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, on Monday cast doubt over the Bahrain conference. Any plan without political horizon will not lead to peace, Nabil Abu Ridnit said. Saib Erekat, a senior Palestinian diplomat and negotiator, said all efforts to make the oppressor and the oppressed coexist are doomed to fail. I mean, yes, folks, listen to what the Palestinians have to say, and maybe you'll kind of understand their point of view. I don't know, call me crazy. This is not about improving living conditions under occupation, but about reaching Palestine's full potential by ending the Israeli occupation. Guys, they don't want to stay your fucking little gimps tied up in the basement for you to screw at your leisure anymore. They're tired of that. They want some autonomy here. They want some equality here. They want to be treated like fellow human beings, not like second-class citizens in this cruel apartheid government system you have set up. The Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Satye said his government was not informed of the investment conference in advance. So they didn't even tell these fucking guys beforehand. They're just like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a peace conference involving, your whole people. The cabinet wasn't consulted about the reported workshop, neither over the content, nor the outcome, nor the timing. Yeah, so that really shows Trump's commitment to the fucking peace process. He doesn't even give the fucking Palestinians a heads up that it's even gonna happen. What a fucking asshole. Well, I tried to work with the Palestinians. I had the ultimate deal and they rejected it, folks. Not my fault. Uh, he added, we do not submit to blackmail, and we don't trade our political rights for money. The event on 25th to 26th June in Manama, the Bahraini capital, seeks to convene government, civil society, and business leaders to facilitate discussions on the ambitious, achievable vision and framework for a prosperous future for the Palestinian people. Yeah, but bullshit. It will it will not address critical political disputes that have stalled previous attempts. So, okay, this is just all a big dog and pony show. This whole fucking thing, this whole so-called conference in Bahrain, it's just bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't fucking matter. It won't make any difference at all. Expectations for a successful agreement are low. The Palestinians, citing Trump's pro-Israel bias, have preemptively rejected U.S. Mediation, and is not clear if delegation will attend. Yeah, if you're relying on the U.S. to mediate, uh, you're just gonna like shoot yourself in the foot. Since taking office, Trump has taken measures seen as both punishing to the Palestinians, which also stifled the viability of a Palestinian state. He drastically slashed humanitarian aid, declared the contested city of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, closed Palestinian diplomatic offices in Washington, and shuttered the U.S. consulate that serves the occupied West Bank and Gaza. So he has essentially fucked the Palestinian people. Trump has fucked them royally, um, and is Israel's backing partner in all of this. And so the crimes of Israel should also be laid at the feet of the United States because we essentially funded it, ladies and gentlemen. It's disgusting. The U.S. ambassador to Israel, David Freeman, a former bankruptcy lawyer who has been vocal for his support for Jewish settlements in the Palestinian territories, has said Trump was Israel's greatest ally to ever reside in the White House. I believe that. It's fucking disgusting, is what that was. Uh, this was written by Oliver Holmes in Jerusalem, 20th of May, 2019. So yeah, that was gross. Donald Trump has as much likelihood as achieving peace between Israel and Palestine than I do becoming a space captain, ladies and gentlemen, flying around the Starship Enterprise. Uh, that'll happen before Donald Trump achieves peace between Israel and Palestine. Rest assured.